welcome you to another exclusive session of the Writers' Circle, a prized initiative of Prabha Khaitan Foundation. The Writers' Circle is an avenue where ideas flourish, offering writers a space to connect deeply with readers who reveal in the magic of storytelling. Today, the Writers' Circle Jalandhar is being held in association with the hospitality partner Radisson Hotel Jalandhar. The Hindi print media partner Dainik Jagran. The session has been organized with the support of the Ehsaas Woman of Jalandhar and our patron, Sri Cement Limited. We warmly welcome author Harshita Gupta today, who has recently unveiled her debut book, Unloved. Can we have a huge round of applause for her, please? This evening, she will be in conversation with Mrs. Ruhi Walia Syal, Ehsaas Woman of Jalandhar. Before we commence, let me take a couple of minutes to talk about Prabha Khaitan Foundation. Prabha Khaitan Foundation is a non-profitable trust based in Kolkata. It was founded by the eminent lecturer, the cultural activist, late Dr. Prabha Khaitan in the early 1980s. Her vision of working for a better tomorrow is woven in her famous words, Karm hai, Jeevan hai. Work is life. The Writers' Circle, a prize initiative of the Prabha Khaitan Foundation, serves as a vibrant platform within the Foundation's literary endeavors. The initiative was created to bring together authors and readers of English literature in a close, engaging and informal setting. Each session is thoughtfully crafted around the life and works of the featured author, culminating in an interactive dialogue with a discerning audience. We are elated to share that the 3 Grammy Award winner Ricky Cage, the mastermind behind the anthem and signature caller tune of Prabha Khaitan Foundation, has curated a number of remarkable musical pieces for the video invites of our events, the Foundation's social media platforms and communications across India and overseas. The music of the month for November is the harmony of drums, Oud and Duduk, a musical piece where each beat and melody comes together to honor November's shift in seasons. To raise awareness in the community, we highlight one pressing social issue every month. The cause of the month for November is End the Silence, Stop the Violence, in commemoration of International Day for the Elimination of Violence Against Women, celebrated annually on November 25th. Now allow me to introduce you to our guest of honor today, Harshita Gupta. Harshita Gupta is a dynamic and multi-talented artist who began her journey as a radio personality and has since become a prominent comedy content producer across all major social media platforms. In 2023, Harshita's remarkable influence in the digital world earned her a coveted spot on Forbes' India list of top 100 digital stars. Unloved is her first book. To be in conversation with our guest author for today, we have Ehsaas Woman of Jalandhar, Ms. Ruhi Walia Syal. On the professional front, she is highly accomplished, style curator and a fashion entrepreneur. Without further ado, I request Ruhi to kickstart the conversation.
Yeah, I think. And I've always lived in a joint family. I still have 9 members plus 1 dog now, Coco. I think I grew up in Lucknow, which is my hometown. And growing up in small town, I always talk about it कि वहाँ जो सुकून है ना, उस वक्त मुझे वो फील नहीं होता था. आज मैं क्रेव करती हूँ उसके लिए, क्योंकि पहले था कि शहर से बाहर जाना है, कुछ करना है, ये करना है, वो करना है. Now I'm all over the world. But now the sukoon that is there in the small town of Lucknow, and I think हर किसी को अपने hometown में बहुत सुकून फील होता है. That is just Lucknow. So I think for me, sukoon is Lucknow and my home.
And your education?
My education, I was in the Mahatma Girls College, Lucknow. Then I went to IIT Noida for my journalism course, and since then I have been working.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm curious about your career journey.
Transitioning from radio to social media, what inspired the shift?
Nothing inspired the shift. It was just the push. And actually मैंने बहुत ही मजबूरी में शुरू किया था digital बनाना. I'll tell you how. So I was with Radio Mirchi for 3 years. I used to host the morning show. And ये 2016 की बात है जब digital इतना नहीं आया. Like not everybody was on Instagram. Not in 2016. Not everybody was so much like Insta. All the time Insta. No, it was not there. That time permanent roommates आया था. TVF का era चल रहा था. उस टाइम पे मेरे बॉस ने मुझे बोला था कि अब तुम्हें डिजिटल कंटेंट बनाना पड़ेगा. I was very camera conscious, very camera shy person. That's why I chose radio because कुछ दिखना नहीं होता है. बंद कमरे में you can obviously talk on a mic, which is very easy for me. But he said that if appraisal चाहिए तो appraisal तो चाहिए. Salary बहुत कम थी मेरी तब. तो मैंने कहा नहीं appraisal चाहिए. And that's when I started making content on Instagram. I still remember when I was shooting my first video, lens इधर था और मैं इधर देख रही थी. Because I didn't know shit how to shoot content on phone, on camera, how camera looks like, कैसे क्या करते हैं. So I think वो मैंने बहुत ही मजबूरी में शुरू किया था और मुझे बहुत ही ज़्यादा मजा आ रहा है. But I can't go back.
You can't go back to radio now.
Never.
Nothing. Okay, now let's talk about the book.
Yeah.
What made you get down to the daunting task of writing this?
Everybody just always talked about the fun side that I have because मैंने दिखाई हुई है तो पता चलेगा कैसे. Everybody just thought, which I am also. I'm a very fun-loving, chirpy, bubbly kind of a person. Very funny, love humor, can't live without humor in my life. But I've also gone through something that nobody knows, which is I think heartbreak से सब गुजरते हैं शायद, but कोई लिस्ट डाउन नहीं करता है कि अगर आपका हार्टब्रेक हो गया है तो मूव ऑन कैसे करना है. मुझे ऐसा लगता है क्योंकि हमें सब सिखा रहे हैं कि सही तरह से प्यार कैसे करते हैं. व्हाट इज अ ग्रीन फ्लैग, व्हाट इज अ रेड फ्लैग. नोबडी इज टेलिंग अस हाउ टू स्टॉप लविंग समवन यू रियली लव बिकॉज शिट हैपेंस, लाइफ हैपेंस, सिचुएशन हैपेंस, सर्कमस्टेंसेस हैपेंस. नोबडी इज टेलिंग अस कि रोकना कैसे उस प्यार को. तो आ रहे हैं दिल से, मैं रोकूं कैसे उसे. सो आई थिंक when I had a heartbreak, all of my friends around me, everyone is almost my age, struggling to find the right guy to marry. They keep coming and telling me that, Harshita, I can't love again because of the heartbreak that they had. मुझे लगता है यार दिल टूट जाने से you can't give up on love altogether. मतलब love is one of the most beautiful feelings in the world. I never want to give up on love ever again. I did once in my life when I had a heartbreak. I was like, fuck love. Love is nothing. Love is bullshit. I just want to focus on my career. But then, I think that hope which I had in me, that, one way or another, I will come across someone. But उस period के लिए, I also said like, fuck love.
You had your guards up.
Yeah, because I think the pain was so much. मुझे प्यार से प्रॉब्लम नहीं थी, मुझे उस पेन से प्रॉब्लम थी. मैं वो पेन नहीं दोबारा ले सकती थी. I think the pain was the problem. So when my friends came and told me, Harshita, I can't love again. I don't want to love again. I thought, nahi yaar, this entire generation is giving up on love. They are so broken inside and nobody is discussing that.
There is that list of red flags.
Yeah, but what more? I mean, why are their guards up? Why are they giving up on love? कुछ तो हुआ होगा ना. Everybody wants to feel love. किसको प्यार नहीं feel करना है? I think everybody wants to feel love. But this generation is, I think someone has clearly said it, that this generation is a generation of broken hearts. Clearly. Clearly.
Unloved. The art of moving on. Does unloved mean unfollow literally?
Yeah, I think literally unfollow it from your heart, not from Instagram.
Alright. Let's move to the next question. How did you approach writing about heartbreak and healing? Was it therapeutic for you, challenging, or a mix of both?
I think while I was writing about the book, my main motive is that I don't want people to give up on love, as I said, because my friends, we've all been there. I don't want people to give up on love is the reason that I wrote the book. While I was writing the book, I was also preparing for my wedding, which is last year.
And this is post After how many months or years of your breakup?
2 years.
Right.
Yeah. So I was preparing for my wedding. I was going for lehenga shopping, for jewelry shopping, and rather than I used to write a book. So I think the most challenging part was reliving those moments which actually broke me while preparing for my wedding was a little difficult because it's a breakup book. So I think that's the most challenging part of the book.
That is the hardest part.
Yeah.
Writing aloud.
Yeah.
Harshita, I want to ask you a question which is mainly about therapy has played a pivotal role in your story. I read the book. Could you share more about how it influenced your path to healing? And what should you say to those who hesitate about seeking help? You've been vulnerable, but you've spoken about therapy a lot.
Yeah.
So,
in the book, every chapter ke baad there's one therapist page which is called AC's Desk.
yes, Ananta Chatterjee.
Yeah, Ananta Chatterjee. She is a therapist friend. She's not my therapist because that will be the impeachment of the rule. So she's my therapist friend. She's not my therapist. So Ananta ने मुझे ऐसा लगता है जो breakup होता है, heartbreak होता है, divorce होता है, कुछ भी होता है, it's just not physical. It's mental.
Yeah.
We don't talk about mental because we can't see mental things happening inside your brain. You can only see someone crying.
I mean, it's emotional, it's physical,
Yes.
and it's mental.
Yes. So a lot of people don't talk about how heartbreak, how divorces are mental. You know, they can bring you to a point which you can't even imagine. Like for me, when I was going through all of it, because this person was my best friend for 8 years, I think I still remember that I used to write 100 बार मैं पेपर पे लिखती थी, do not overthink, every day. This is not normal. I mean, another person won't write this on a paper every day, do not overthink 100 times.
This is why you were in the relationship?
Or this is when I decided that this is when I knew the things were happening. So I was seeking help because first time when I felt that I'm into depression was when I did not know what depression is. It was 2016, my internship. Very, very toxic work culture, very toxic. The bosses were pathetic. मतलब मुझे कोई 10 करोड़ रुपए भी देगा तो भी मैं ऑफिस में नहीं जाऊँगी. It's that time. But उस time में I did not know what depression looks like. So symptoms होते हैं और depression के symptoms बहुत subjective होते हैं. You might have something, someone else might have something else. I had major weight loss, भूख का लगना, नींद ना आना, you're completely drained out of energy. These were my symptoms. So when they happened again during the heartbreak, I realized, oh, it's the same thing that my body has already experienced when that thing happened. And I did not know what depression is back then. That's when I decided that I will go for therapy. Because even second time puberty, same symptoms. That's when I adopted therapy. Like I went to my therapist. I told her,
The first person that you went to and you seek therapy and she basically worked out best for you? Or did you consult other therapists as well?
no, I think I changed my therapist once. Because I felt she was going through the similar thing, so she could help me. She only told me that, you know, we are going through a very same phase. A lot of people feel that therapists don't need therapy. That's not true. Every therapist has a therapist.
Every doctor will have a doctor.
Always. So that's when my therapist told me that, you know, you need to change the therapist because I'm going through a similar thing and my opinion will be very biased to you. Because she was in the same boat. That's when I changed my therapy. And I'm still under therapy, but अभी therapy need based है. जब मुझे need feel होती है therapy की, तब मैं therapy होती हूँ. तब मैं हफ्ते में 2 बार sessions लेती हूँ. Because and that was the only time I used to feel safe.
Also, then you have someone to talk to vent out.
Yeah, without the fear of being judged.
Yeah.
Because you do things in love which, you know, if you tell someone, you're like, oh my, how can you do that? Dude, you. So now I have a rule. If someone comes and tell me that I was in love, that's enough. That is the reason enough to do shit in your life. I don't need to hear any other thing. If someone comes and tell me that I did out of love, I have no questions to ask.
So you talk about therapy. Do you think taking sessions in person helps, or an online session works?
Online session works easy. I was taking online session work. I'm still taking online session. My therapist is not in Delhi.
Alright. So I may ask, you're over the heartbreak and you're happily married and all that banter I see on Instagram.
Yeah.
Why is it that you still feel the need to be with a therapist? This is something, I feel we need to discuss why. It's because we seek some therapy.
Yeah.
And we feel we're alright and we move on, and then we don't continue with it, and then boom, one day again we feel the same.
Yeah.
So it's like a continuous thing that you.
So healing is also okay. Healing is very chaotic. Healing is not a switch that you switch on and oh, I'm healed. I'm a healed version of myself. No, this is not a chakra that you're opening in a day. It will take some good months, maybe years. It's subjective. It's upon the pain that you're feeling.
What you said, what should have been said, all that.
Correct. So healing is a continuous journey. And अगर आप इंटरनेशनल बात करो, आप विदेश की बात करो, तो वहाँ पे आपका थेरेपिस्ट होना कंपल्सरी है. You have to have a therapist and a therapy session once in a while. It's because I'll tell you why. सिर्फ दिल टूटना आपको थेरेपी में नहीं भेजता. शादी के बाद बहुत सारी ऐसी चीजें होती हैं जो आपको अपना दिमाग उसके अराउंड रैप अराउंड करने में प्रॉब्लम होती है. Can be your mother-in-law, can be your husband, can be your father-in-law, can be the circumstances of the family, can be the financial status of your family that you're married to. बहुत सारे reasons होते हैं. So किससे डिस्कस करोगे? फ्रेंड्स से डिस्कस करोगे जो मे बी दे जज यू. और मुझे लगता है कि फ्रेंड्स आपको एडवाइस तो नहीं दे सकते. They can hear you. But मुझे लगता है कि थेरेपिस्ट के पास जब आप जाते हो तो आपको सोल्यूशन नहीं देता है. थेरेपिस्ट will never give you a solution. थेरेपी में हमेशा आप ही सोल्यूशन निकालते हो. That's the beauty of therapy. They will never tell you what to do. But by talking, you will realize, oh, this is what I want to do. And बुक में जो थेरेपी के मतलब थेरेपिस्ट चैप्टर है, थेरेपिस्ट पेज है, हर चैप्टर के बाद, because when I was going through a heartbreak, my mind was also going through a heartbreak. So मेरे कई सारी चीजें हैं जो इसमें उन्होंने डिकोड की हैं. लाइक जब मुझे पहली बार पैनिक अटैक आया था तो मुझे नहीं पता था कि व्हाट पैनिक अटैक इज. जब मुझे पहली बार एंजाइटी आया, so it was winters. I remember I was in a car. I was with him only in the car actually, and he got a call from his ex. He took it, and I started sweating. It was peak December in Lucknow. It was 3 degrees Celsius. I started sweating. I had breathlessness. I couldn't talk. I wanted to say something, but my voice just didn't come out. And I was like, what the fuck? What is this? ये सब मैंने कभी feel नहीं किया था. And then my therapist told me that this is what happens. And being in the situation, I think I used to overthink a lot. Overthinking is generally negative. Nobody overthinks positively. If you think overthink, if you can overthink positively, you are powerful. Okay, you're blessed. God has blessed you in ways you can't even imagine. So overthinking को ब्रेक करने के कुछ पैटर्न्स होते हैं जो मेरी थेरेपिस्ट ने मुझे सिखाए थे. And one was कि like अगर ये सर्कल लूप चल रहा है आपके दिमाग में ओवरथिंकिंग का, फॉर एग्जांपल आपने किसी ने कुछ बोला, आपको बुरा लग गया. Now you're thinking, how is it things out of it? Will I lose my job? Will this person do this?
One negative thought multiplies.
Correct.
And one positive.
You see one picture of a girl on your husband's phone or on your boyfriend's phone. Now there are 1,000 thoughts unless you confront this person. What is it? So I think Ananta also wrote, how can you stop overthinking?
Right, thank you for that one. I'm going to ask another question here. As a content creator, you already have platform to connect with people. How has your community on Instagram responded to Ananta?
Dude, I got so many mails, I got so many messages. I think I posted also on my Instagram. The messages that I got, the mails that I got. People just showered me with a lot of love, I guess. That's
I'll segue to asking you, do you think people misunderstand the reality behind the curated lives of social media?
100%. 100%. Nobody would imagine that I gone through a heartbreak. People are like,
yeah, you're always laughing and you're creating that fun.
I'm a comedian. I make people laugh. I can content. That's one of the toughest jobs in the era. So people used to say that we कैसे हो सकता है, but definitely हो सकता है. Depression doesn't have a face.
So how do you balance authenticity when?
Nothing. That's my work. That's my profession. I have.
So when you have a bad day,
Yeah.
you do put up front. And
Now I can afford to not make content. Earlier I could not afford when I was going through all of this. I chose making content because that's the only time when I not used to think about it. I was so indulged. Now, yeah, I am privileged enough to skip content for months. And
I wanted to do that.
Yeah.
So I'm not to do. Would love to hear your perspective on the role of online dating apps in contemporary relationships. Have you had any notable experiences, positive or negative, that you'd be willing to share with our audience? I am dying to hear this one.
Really?
Yes.
It sucks. Online dating sucks. I'm a very old school thought wala insan, and I think I remember when I moved to Delhi, I was trying to forget this person. I was with my friends, and I used to live with 3 female friends of mine. उसका कोविड चल रहा था, पीक कोविड चल रहा था, और कोविड में there were deadlines ना कि 10 बजे सब बंद हो जाएगा. जो भी खुलने भी लग रहा था तो वो 10 बजे बंद हो जाएगा. So I still remember I met this guy online, and I think I was talking to this guy for 5 months or 6 months. And then when he came from Canada to India, because I did not want any drama, so I preferred choosing someone who was outside India, because drama face karne ka energy hota hai. So when this person came from Canada, we decided that we'll meet. Now because restrictions इसमें थे बाहर, we decided to meet at home. I don't know what he thought, or I don't know उसको क्यों लगा.
What message you passed? Oh my God.
Yeah, I just said कि यार घर पे मिलते हैं, we have pizza, we'll chill and then we will bounce. Because हमारी 6 महीने से तो बात हो गई थी. This person came, we sat, we had pizza. This person, he tried to get physical with me, which I tried to push. That this person got violent, and I don't know. My brain froze. I did not know what to do. I just wanted my friend to come and save me. I did not know. I was talking to this person for 6 months. My brain froze. He even slapped me, crying.
That gave me the chills when I read that.
I had nothing to do, but I started crying because then I did not know what to do.
The person for the last 6 months.
Yeah.
You've been vulnerable. You've expressed yourself and what kind of person you are.
Yeah.
And this is the kind of experience. It breaks your heart all over again.
Dude, I was scared, and my brain froze. मेरा दिमाग कुछ I did not understand कि मैं करूँ क्या उस time. I started crying because I think that's the only way he will stop.
Oh my God.
And then I just told him get out. And he had the audacity to ask me the next day, "You want to chill again?"
Oh my goodness. You definitely met a psycho.
Are you mad? I deleted the app. I was like, no, हमें जिंदगी में single रह जाऊंगी ना app पे जाऊंगी. It was very scary.
My scary story in the horse's mouth. But our children are growing up and they're way beyond.
Cheating has become so common because of these apps, because इतने options की availability है आपके पास. You're just one click away from one new person in your life. Cheating has grown like how? Like how?
Alright, let's get on a little interesting chapter here that I read. And it's about modern day dating lingo. Alright.
Are you guys aware of it?
Are you guys aware of it? I think I'd like to involve the audience in this. Where you mentioned about 15 scenarios of modern day dating.
Yeah.
Okay. And so it's a quiz. I'm going to ask the audience if you can guess what the word means. So, does anyone know what one's a romantic mean? Who's a romantic? Aromantic.
Somebody's not romantic.
Absolutely. It's easy to guess, actually. Yeah. But would you be able to guess what benching is?
Switching over your partner.
Benching is?
You have a partner and another one on the side as a second one.
Is that the right answer?
I don't know. I went yes. I
Yeah.
Yes, you have a partner and
Good one.
another one.
So like open marriage.
Yeah.
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 So
I do on the bench.
I feel benching is. I think I read it.
From my son.
Benching is like you just you get
This is coming from my son now.
Don't judge. These are the easy ones that I want. These are some judges.
He does aesthetic sports.
How about cuffing season? Who knows what cuffing season is? It's not cuffing season. Cuffing season. Yeah, what is that? Cuffing. See you just in Do you know that?
Cuffing.
I know. I'm going to take the trophy home. No, I'll check. No. What is it? No.
You cuff some.
So you come together only for winters.
Yes.
And you tell the person that this is a romantic relationship till winter starts.
It's like a holiday fling.
Holiday fling?
Yeah. Yeah. So like, I'm from the boys. We wouldn't do it, right? So October is when we had our founders. And that if I had to describe it now, it was the cuffing season in October. But everyone wanted to just date and then break up this time.
Yeah. So that's not cuffing season. You date for winter.
Me and my boyfriend dated then and we married for 6 months. Yeah. So who knows what breadcrumbing is?
Breadcrumbing
Yeah.
is when you shower them with too much love and attention and then you pull it.
Withdraw.
Yes.
Right?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. So you make the other person addicted to yourself and then you snatch that
Pull back. Yeah.
so that hunger keeps growing in the other person.
I read a different definition of breadcrumbing. It is just to give enough attention to the person so that he feels that okay, he's there for you,
Breadcrumbing
but
is-
not fully committing to that.
Breadcrumbing is you give some attention, you
Take it.
You give some attention,
You
basically keep the
You waiting.
It can make the other person
You put the bait to the fish now.
Yeah.
It's just that you keep breadcrumbing so that person.
So the person stays in the trail.
I'm so proud of all of you. Alright, we have 15 of the scenarios in the book. I read it. I really enjoyed reading the book. I mean, really, it's fun. Your heart breaks. You wonder what happened with that date that you met. That was like, it gave you chills for sure. Yeah, sure.
Exactly.
Alright, heart breaks. It feels like the world is crushing you and you feel you'll never catch your breath again. During this turmoil, one tool of all tools suggested by you is the most essential to hold on to each day. Mention that one tool on your checklist of how to move on.
I think you have to completely cut ties with the person. You can't be friends and expect to move on.
And not, I mean, anywhere on social media.
No. I mean, for a time being, just unfollow the people who are your mutuals also. It's okay. They'll understand. You can obviously be in touch through other ways. You can call, you can message. But I feel that cutting off ties with the person is the most important.
There's a very special letter that you've written in the book to yourself. Would you like to read it quickly?
It's very long.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, but would like to hear it.
Really?
Yeah.
It's very long.
Tell us that.
So, book ke beginning mein I have written a letter to my best friend who apparently broke my heart, and I wrote the letter when I was in Goa, but I never posted the letter. So, book ke beginning mein wo hai, but book ke end mein I have written a letter to my audience, which says, "Dear you, I know you are almost delusional on the brink of letting go. That explains why you picked up this book. You're holding on to every shred of hope you can, aren't you? I understand. If this letter finds you weary from the trials and tribulations of life. When I started writing this book, I wanted to share a little piece of my own story with you in the hope that it may offer some solace and encouragement during what can often feel like an endless and exhausting journey. It's been a year since I walked down the aisle and I said I do to the love of my life. As I reflected on the whirlwind of emotions and experiences that have led me to this point, I couldn't help but think back to the days when I too felt lost and disheartened by the seemingly endless search of persons whom I could call my home. Now that you know the story, you know I gave up many times over. I almost lost the love of my life because dating in today's world erodes your kindness. The dating world is a daunting place, filled with uncertainty, disappointment, and heartache. It's easy to feel like you're wandering in the dark, wondering if you'll ever find that special someone who truly understands and cherishes you for who you are. But I want you to know that you're not alone in your journey. I too have weathered my fair share of storms on the path to finding love. There were moments when I felt like giving up, when the sting of rejection felt too painful to bear. But through it all, I held on to hope. Hope that one day my heart would find its home in the hug of another. And then, when I least expected it, love found me in the most unexpected of places. It was as if the universe had conspired to bring us together, two souls destined to walk this journey hand in hand. In hindsight, I can tell you that if all the bad hadn't happened to me, the good would have never come to me. Every day when I wake up, and see Shrey's face on the pillow next to mine, all the heartache and uncertainty of the past melt away. I can't overplan still because anxiety doesn't allow me to think too much about my future. But I know the vacations we will take, the dinners that we will buy, and where we will eat this weekend. In February, Shrey took me to Goa for my birthday, and I think it was perhaps the best birthday of my life. As my readers will tell you, married life has a few quips too, and I'm still making sense of those. Going into this, we knew I was not a quintessential girl. I'm a molecule, I'm moody, causing mayhem, but love has softened me a bit. I'm no longer causing storms. I have learned to be peaceful in love. I guess as the years move along, I will find out more about who I am and what I am capable of. But I now have one certainty for sure. My husband is willing to make space for every version of me. You must be wondering if I ever think of the bad people and bad things that tore me apart. Strangely enough, I don't. Aman still lives a lane away from my house, and sometimes we cross each other on the road. The same road where we have so many memories together. But his presence doesn't register with me. It's almost as if he died for me when I moved on. I don't wish him ill, I don't wish him well, I don't wish him anything. Maybe that common saying is right. The opposite of love is not hate, it's indifference. So dear one, I assure you, the storm you're feeling inside you is momentary. It will pass, and the people who have hurt you will lose their power to have an impact when you stop caring. The difficult part is to make it from today to that day. So, to you, who may be feeling battered and bruised, I wrote this book to tell you, hold on. Hold on to the belief that love is out there, waiting for you to find it. Hold on to the hope that each disappointment brings you one step closer to the love story you were meant to live. You're too precious to short sell yourself. Wait for what feels like your favorite hot chocolate on a cold winter's night. And most importantly, hold on to yourself, to the unique and beautiful soul that you are. For it is in embracing your worth that you will ultimately attract the love that you deserve. Giri Pucci and friends to you,
By the end of the book, you stand by the thought of, I don't know how many of you agree with this, that love is not friendship, love is responsibility.
Love is you choosing the same person again even if you lose interest. Because you might not feel romantic every day, you might not feel loved every day. Sometimes you will give 100%, the other person will give 0. Some days you will give 90%, other person 10%. Some day your will be 0, the other person will give 100%. I think it's choosing the same person every day, again and again, again and again. And love is peace, calmness. It's not Karan Johar's definition at all. That pagalpan pyar is not pagalpan. Pagalpan bilkul bhi pyar nahi. I think pyar is something.
Comes after experience.
Yeah. The love, the person who can put you in peace, put you in calmness, not gives you anxiety all the time. कि अरे तुम नहीं किसी के साथ बाहर तो नहीं करी, किसी और के साथ तो नहीं. That's not love. Bullshit.
Harshita, you're all heart. You're Cupid's favorite girl, I can tell you that. You've had your heart broken, Cupid's put it back all together for you, and you've sealed it with this lovely story called Unloved. God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you. This has been a lovely evening. I've really enjoyed myself chatting with you, and I hope so you've enjoyed it too.
I think I loved it.
Yeah, you did? Yeah, great. So, can we ask the audience if they'd like to ask Harshita some questions? Yes, anyone?
I'm going to read the book. Please read the book. So, I have two questions. Given this environment of deceit and lack of trust and overall, commitment issues that the youth are going through, I want to know why, as a society, India has moved away from the traditional arranged marriage system to now children wanting to fight for themselves, even though they are stumbling, falling, breaking their heart, hurting themselves, but you find more and more youth shying away from the idea of being our parents finally doing. They have that romantic perception in their minds that they want to find their partner themselves, and fall in love. So do you think this falling in love concept has been kind of maybe glamorized too much by social media, and now a lot of kids have adopted that to be the reality? And do you think anything in your, you must have researched, has any factors that you can attribute to this new demographic phenomenon in our country? Because we were traditionally a very arranged marriage type of a society, but I think now children have moved away from that. My second question is,
no, I would like to answer the first question.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think I haven't done any research.
Yeah.
Whatever I'm going to say is just my opinion, personal opinion.
Sure, I would love to hear.
I think I don't believe in the concept of arranged marriage is because arranged setup just see two things. Oh, the guy has money, the guy is well established and settled, let's get your girl married. Most of the girls in today's world are working, and to find a feminist guy who respects the woman who's earning, who's making her own money is there. It's because I feel the upbringing of everybody in India is living in a patriarchal world. Imagine a woman making more money than a husband. Husbands may go, oh, where will that go? And the world will not make it for anything. So I feel, I come from a Bangla family, very, very traditional family. My dad is a jeweler. I got some amazing big cash cars for me. You know what they said? They said, I know आपकी बेटी काम करना चाहती है, हम शौक के लिए उसको 2-3 महीने करने देंगे. What is 2-3 महीने करने देंगे, 2-3 साल करने देंगे? It took me some 8 years to build this career, where I am today, whatever things I have achieved in my life. You can't give me permission to work. I make my own money, and I feel that in a traditional and an arranged marriage setup, women are asked to soften themselves, to adjust, to give up. I don't know any of my friends who is in an arranged setup and pursuing their careers. Why? Why is that? It took me some great hard work to be here where I am, and I would just give for a guy that would arrange marriage. It got to be some love involved in it. Otherwise, I won't. So I think arranged marriage पहले होता था because exposure कम था. Arranged marriage पहले होता था क्योंकि लड़कियां इजीली एडजस्ट कर जाती थी. मुझे नहीं लगता आजकल लड़कियां एडजस्ट करती हैं. क्यों करेंगी? वो क्यों आपके बिजनेस में सपोर्ट करेंगी जब वो अपना करियर खुद चुनना चाहती है? एंड दे विल डू व्हाटएवर दे वांट टू डू. सो मैं अपनी मम्मी को यही बोलती हूँ, मुझे लगता है आप लोगों ने जितना निभा लिया उतना मैंने निभा पाती, उतना मेरी जनरेशन नहीं निभा पाएगी. एंड दिस आई एम सेइंग फ्रॉम माय जनरेशन. आई एम representing myself as my generation today. They won't do it.
Yeah, that's exactly, I wanted to know your perspective, and because you're the voice of your generation.
Yeah.
But also, Harshita, divorce rates have not come down, even though the trend of love marriages is going up. Yes. Divorce rates are also going up. So there's something in there.
Divorces are happening in the old generations as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they're more in number.
When choosing a good partner doesn't.
They are more in number.
Yeah.
Because now women are starting to speak for themselves. That I will not take shit. So divorce rate is increasing, but the divorce rate is increasing of the oldies, not of the young generation. Because when two people live together of this generation, I'm sure यहाँ पे भी divorces हो रहे होंगे. मैं rate की बात कर रही हूँ कि वो ज़्यादा है. Because मैं जिससे भी सुनती हूँ, even my mother-in-law, my mom, my bua, everybody tells me that they've had some horrible experiences with their in-laws at one point of time in their lives, but they all decided to keep mum. Exactly, that's what I was talking about.
So I mean, like, are we saying that अगर mother-in-law problem हो या कोई और छोटी problem हो तो लड़कियों को नहीं निभाना चाहिए?
It's not about निभाना चाहिए. It's not financial freedom that girl has. मैंने अपनी मम्मा को पूछा. My mother-in-law like had a very bad experience with her mother-in-law. I said, why didn't you quit? She said, I had no roof on my head. And in my house, why will I hear anything bad about me or my life or my husband or my career? I mean, respect, give respect, take respect. It's mutual. It's never one-sided.
And Harshita, even today, in small towns, if you're a divorced young girl, you have nowhere to go. And the society ostracizes you. They judge you like anything.
I know.
It's a sad state of affairs.
I know. My childhood friend just recently got divorced, and I know what she has gone through.
Yeah.
Even her parents.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think it's about also reasonable and realistic expectations. Yeah, absolutely. I agree. And compromise should be done by both men and women.
Correct.
Yeah, absolutely.
वो आपको कहना घर छोड़कर आ रही है, उसको अपना होम फ्री कराने के लिए कुछ तो आप भी कर सकते हैं.
Absolutely.
Just Udhana is not yet. Not for me at least.
Thanks for that perspective. And my second question before I hand the mic over to Dolly is again coming back to the environment of deceit, lack of trust, commitment issues, and yet couples and young boys and girls are taking the risk of living relationships. What's your take on that? I would love to understand.
So I wanted to have experienced living relationship myself. I could do it. Sadly. They feel living relationship is very subjective. I don't know what's right or wrong. Any which way people do anything and everything before marriage. So living relationship is just you living together. Rest you've already done everything. So it's subjective. उन्हें लगता है कि हम साथ रहेंगे तो हमें clear picture मिलेगी कि हमारा जीवन आगे कैसा होगा. But I don't think so. That's the reality. Because वहाँ आप आगे family के साथ रहने वाले हो. हाँ, अगर आप अलग रह रहे हो तो फिर तो शादी करो ना तो क्या ही फर्क पड़ता है. तो living relationship is very very subjective. I mean, someone who wants to experience a little marriage scenario before marriage, so they go for living. But उससे marriage का successful होना ना होना निर्भर नहीं करता.
Okay, and is it like maybe my generation understands it like this that आजकल की generation जिसको living relationships में जाना है, they don't want the responsibility that marriage brings. So is that correct?
Yeah. So I was having this conversation with my mother-in-law. I said कि आप सोचो ना, everything is so readily available on online dating app. आपको responsibility भी नहीं लेके, you can easily chill in your life, you can easily get whatever you want in your life, you can easily get guys in your life. Why do you want to take the responsibility? So again, it depends from person to person. I always wanted to get married. I have a friend who doesn't want to get married. I don't judge her. It's her choice. It's her life. I mean, maybe she has not seen those kind of successful marriages in life. That's why she doesn't want to get married. I, on the contrary, always wanted to get married. It was my dream to get married. So I think ये बहुत ही आपकी upbringing कैसी रही है, आपके parents का bond कैसा रहा है. It's a lot to do with psychology.
Yeah.
When people
ultimately it's a choice.
Yes. And now when people come and tell me that I don't want to get married. Fine. It's the marriage that you've seen in life when you were growing up. It has a lot to do with that.
Yeah. Thank you, Harshita.
And you're using it, to bless so many people to come out of it. But as you talked about love and heartbreaks, but familiarity does bring content, isn't it?
Sorry,
and familiarity does bring content. Familiarity does bring content, right? So if two of you fall in love and one decides that no, this is not what I want, so it is bound to happen, isn't it? And that is the advantage of falling in love or knowing before marriage that this person is not right for me. So, but you really blame the other person. It could be vice versa. Here there was a woman, but it could be a man also. A woman decides that no.
Yeah.
So, would you really feel that that person has to be blamed, that it was such a heartbreak for me?
No. It was
exactly. So what I feel is that when once you experience that or anybody, I think we are all bound to face it. Whether we are in school also or college also, especially today, where there's so much of everything, right? So it is very natural to experience a heartbreak, isn't it?
Of course.
So what would you like to say? One mantra that when you're experiencing that, how to overcome it?
I think acceptance. It's very hard to accept it.
Self-acceptance.
Yes. The day I accepted that, this is not going to work out, no matter how long I have known this person, my life became easy. So I think accepting your situation
itself.
Situation, somebody doesn't want to live with you, things like that. But I think acceptance of the situation makes the situation very easy.
You come out stronger, right?
Yeah.
You discover yourself.
Once you
accept
accept, yeah, because now that you have accepted the situation, now you will do everything to get over it. Acceptance ही नहीं है तो तुम उस relationship, उस टूटे रिश्ते को भी तुम जोड़ने में लगे रहोगे.
Because when you are in denial, you keep going in the same cycle.
Correct. Exactly what I wanted to say. Acceptance.
That's so important. Thank you.
The conversation reminded me of another book. Since you mentioned every therapist has a therapist, there's a book called Maybe You Should Talk to Someone. It has been written by a therapist who was going through a breakup and she had to see another therapist. It's a lovely book. I would love to recommend it to you.
I will.
It's a bestseller. I'm sure you'll enjoy it because I found the similarity between the way you are talking and the way the author has written that book. It's like talking about difficult issues without weighing down the reader. In a light-hearted way. Okay, my question is, today you introduce yourself as a content creator and an author too. Don't you think that no matter what kind of following the content creators have, even if they are totally dedicated to it and they are even monetizing it, earning very well, but society still does not take them as seriously as they take the conventional professions, like writer. So you must have had various experiences like that. How do you deal with that?
See, so like even Bollywood looks down upon the creators. A lot of creators who want to be actors, I don't want to be an actor, I want to be a stand-up comedian, which I will. But a lot of creators want to be actors. So Bollywood tell them that, they look down upon them. You want them for their following. You are using them. And you're looking down on them. All actors are making content now. Why? Because you want following? You are doing the same thing that you're looking down upon. It's the trend. You accept it, you respect it, doesn't matter. They are making a living out of it. So I think I did journalism in my life, and my advertising professor told me when I was entering the media industry, he said, "Magarmachhi khal pehen lena, otherwise you won't be able to survive this." I think that their goal is to.
I'm reminded of a video where it went viral. Kareena Kapoor says influencer, and then she tells her no.
Yeah, I know. But like, a friend is making a movie with influencers. So like,
yeah, that's true.
It's an art, and it has to be respected. And it's very nice that young people like you are so sure-footed. I'm very proud of you for that.
Thank you so much.
That. Yeah, keep it up. Great, and you're a great inspiration for all of us. Thank you so much.
Actually, I've been doing this for the last 8 years. I write my scripts, I make video, I edit on my own. So it's a process, writing, editing. Now when I've written a book, people have started taking me seriously. Suddenly, I am the same person. Nothing has changed.
See, my journey is the reverse. I've been a freelance writer and now thinking of turning to this medium because this is the medium for today, in today's age. So you started in 2016 when it was something so new. Today it has been somewhat saturated. So what advice would you have for the newbies?
I think you need to really set your content in a way which no one is doing. You really need to be special. Because market mein itna saturation aa chuka hai. Everything is so overdone that you really need to think of something that's not done. Or at least you feel that it's new. That's the only way you can get success in this field now. Because it's overdone.
Another question?
whole conversation today. What intrigued me was the fact that you were in a happy space when you wrote about the worst part of your life.
Yes.
What made you revisit it when you were already, we said goodbye to it, and that's something that normally one would not like to revisit. Yes. So what made you do that?
I was writing a book. And the book, first 3 chapters of the book is about the mystery of the 2 people that we, like that me and my partner was.
No, that's what I was trying to understand. You said you were writing the chapters of the book while you were preparing for the wedding.
Yes.
Right? So preparing for your wedding, you must have been in a very, very happy space. You were contented.
Yes.
You felt that you actually now finally found something you can spend your life with.
Yes.
But then at that point of time,
I decided to write a book.
yes, when you're going to be a bride, you're so ecstatic and you're full of dreams. What made you revisit the nightmare and then,
So why I decided to write the book at that time, you must say I work a lot. And that was the time of my wedding when my parents said, please don't travel. Because it used to give them anxiety. They don't know. Because I used to travel so much. Bombay, Delhi, wherever the shoots are happening, I have to go. So my parents requested me that please, for this year, please put yourself on the rest mode. Do not travel so much. And me, being a workaholic, अगर मैं काम नहीं करती हूँ तो मैं पागल हो जाती हूँ. मैं इतना काम करती हूँ, मतलब professionally. Book was the only thing जो मैं घर पे लेकर कर सकती थी. Because मैं travel नहीं कर सकती shoot के लिए, मैं travel नहीं कर सकती reels के लिए, मैं travel नहीं कर सकती meetings के लिए. So book was the only thing जो मुझे लिखनी भी थी बहुत टाइम से. ये मैं घर में आराम से बैठ के कर सकती थी. My parents had no problem with that because there was no traveling involved. It's that when I decided to write the book during that time. It's because I had something to do. So मैं सुबह wedding preparation करती थी, शाम को बोली. सुबह मैं लहंगा खरीद जाती थी, शाम को makeup के बाद में.
Probably by then you were brave enough to revisit the whole.
Even if I revisit them, it has no power on me. Emotions के आपके ऊपर power, आप जब सामने वाले को power दे देते हो ना अपने आप को affect करने का, आपको तभी तक affect करता है. Once you stop giving that power to this person to affect, आपको गाली भी देके चल रहा है, आपको बुरा लगेगा. It's that. It's the power you give, not that power that not that person has. It's your power. Don't give it to them.
Nice.
I think I've just said a lot.
There is next.
Thank you.
I marvel at your journey. I mean, it's phenomenal from radio jockey to, content creator and writer. I think you've done it all. Tell me something. This is something that I experienced myself. While you're doing all of these things, did you ever suffer from imposter syndrome? Because I continuously question myself. Even when people come and tell me, oh, you're doing wonderfully.
Feel like you are done.
Yeah, I feel like, okay, is it really me? Like, maybe it's, that typical imposter syndrome that do I actually deserve this, these accolades, this adulation, this appreciation?
See, I always feel, even if no matter what I have done, no matter what I have achieved, but I never think it in a way that, I don't deserve this. I feel that I deserve all of it.
That's lovely, but I'm talking about like the typical imposter syndrome, when you think that, okay, maybe it's not me. Like, because you're doing something very creative, you're in a creative field.
Yeah.
And I've read that this happens to a lot of people who are in the creative field, who are doing scripts, or writing, or on the screen, that maybe it was just a movement, maybe it was just an inspiration that struck and with writers also it happens, like that one book works phenomenally, the rest do not, like that. So that typical imposter syndrome, when you question yourself, that was it really me? Like, you're not able to identify with your success.
I think I don't have that much of time to think about that it's my success or not, because I also run a label called Chennai because it's a business.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, so
wow, so there's another.
So I actually don't have time to sit and think, do I deserve this? Do I, done this stuff?
Because having 2 million followers and so many, likes, comments, have you ever felt that, okay, or you feel that, okay, you're right, I'm here?
No, I feel I'm alright because it took me 6 years to be at 1 million. Wow. It took me 6 years because I was dying to see that one number on my profile for 6 years.
Wow.
And when that happened, oh my god, I cried like how. Because
I posted every day.
Every day, non-stop. Like I posted for so 3 years I went unrecognized. Nobody recognized me. Nobody knew that I was making content, who I am. Suddenly during pandemic, this shoot happened.
And what made you to keep going? Like, what made you do it so consistently? Were you never disheartened?
It's because I used to enjoy that a lot. When I started making content, I did not start because I wanted to earn money out of it, or I wanted to make a name for myself. Which is what maza aata tha.
You were enjoying it. There's no validation.
Yes, I was not doing it for the validation initially. I was doing it because I used to love it. I used to love writing scripts, shooting, editing, posting, replying to comments. Yeah, it was
That's great. So basically, do what you enjoy, and
it's very important to do things that you enjoy. But basically, I got to know that it's a privilege to get to do things that you enjoy.
Congratulations on having so many feathers in your cap. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. Pleasure listening to you today. And I think just to lighten the atmosphere after all the heartbreaks and love, let's laugh a bit, be the comedian, and just end on a happy note. Something coming from you?
No, I can't do that. I can't do that.
What do you do for your Instagram? I write scripts before that. For that I need time.
Some repeat.
Yeah. Something on repeat?
No, I can't do that.
Maybe if you just sing a song.
Easy to hear as an author.
Yeah, I just want to play this play as an author today.
I think we're done with the question. Anyone else wants to ask a question? We're done. We're done, right? We're done. So now this is Gandaki. Thank you so much. I request Simran.
Yeah. We've been talking about giving the other person the power. Right? Is it important to, first feel a lot of self-love before you're ready to
100%.
Like they say, fill your own cup before it goes. Then you're ready.
Yeah, if you don't love yourself enough, the power will automatically goes to the other person. But if you love yourself, not PhD makeup that you're doing, you have a lot of flaws, but accepting those flaws and saying that it's fine, we'll do better the next day, is all that matters.
So did the therapist help you realize that?
We're going to hand over a copy of the book to each one of you. Please get us signed.
Towards the end of our event, I, Simran Paintal, Ehsaas Woman of Jalandhar, would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to our esteemed author, Harshita Gupta. Thank you for sharing your journey and your stories, and a big thank you to Ruhi. You truly had the right questions to ask. At the heart of today's event is our audience. So thank you for joining us this evening. I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to our hospitality partner, Radisson Hotel Jalandhar, our Hindi print media partner, Dainik Jagran. I would also like to acknowledge the Ehsaas Women of Jalandhar for their unwavering support. Brahma Ketan Foundation promotes cross-state cultural understanding and appreciation. A mosaic of culture forms the backbone of our nation, contributing to its vibrancy and richness. We support our ongoing efforts to foster unity and appreciation of the rich cultural heritage across India's diverse states. So, highlighting the relevance of the same today, we are pleased to felicitate the author with the ethnic Kantha Uttoriyo. Kantha is a centuries-old tradition of stitching patchwork cloth from rags, which evolved from the thrift of rural women in the Bengal region of the subcontinent, that is, today the eastern states of West Bengal and Orissa, and also in Bangladesh. It can be traced back 500 years as the way the Bengalis recycle old saris, dhotis, and household textiles. By using the Kantha technique, they upcycled their old textiles into quilts for warmth and comfort. I would like to request Mrs. Simrita Bawa, who is here all the way from the royal city of Kapurthala, to felicitate Miss Harshita Gupta.
Auntie, I would just like to say one thing. I think arranged marriage में parents कुंडली मिलाते हैं. आज की generation वाइट मिलाना चाहती है और mentality मिलाना